Good morning, y'all. Uh, Dropped a little video there last night to show the brightness of a couple of new lights that I had got, and I just want to expand on that a little bit further this morning. Going to do a quick video here on some of the different kinds of lights that we use on a daily basis here. Um, Going to start off with a little story. A few years back, I was cutting some firewood up on one of my lots, and I had I had brought the tractor out and took the winch off the tractor, and I had a trailer load of wood back there ready to haul out. Now it's about a mile and a half back to where the tractor was, or where the trailer was. But I also had a deer stand back there at the time, so I thought, well, I'll go back, do a little bit of hunting till dusk, come out and hook on the trailer, and come home with it. So I did. Went back and done some hunting, and then come out and hooked on the trailer, or went to hook on the trailer, turned the key on the tractor, click, nothing. There was an injector shorted out in the tractor and blew the 50 amp main fuse under the dash on the tractor, and so there I was dead in the water. So it's coming on dusk, and I've got a mile and a half to cover through heavy woods, so no light. I beat it out of there as fast as I could. I got out. Now most of my walk, the first mile, was just through woods, and I'm up on the ridge, so I'm still getting a little bit of light out of the west, enough that I can see where I'm going. Then I get to the hollow. These buildings here, the houses and the barns, all set down in a hollow, and that hollow runs up to the northwest, and it's very deep, very dark. Stupid like, I didn't have a flashlight. So when I got to the hollow, well, the way that we put the road into that hollow, the hollow is a deep V like this here. So what we done was we went up to the top of the hollow, and we came out the side of the hollow with the road so far until we could get down, because the hollow goes back from the buildings. It goes back on a gradual grade like this, and then the back end is about a 75-degree slope upward, and quite a long slope. So we had to bullnose up on the side of the hollow at the back end to get a functional road down in it. And so once I started down in the hollow, I'm in pitch black dark, because the hollow is running, northwest to south. It kind of curves around a little bit, and no sun gets in there after 5-6 o'clock in the evening. And so I'm trying to get my way down in the hollow, and no light to see with. And on the right hand side of the road, there's about a 6-8 foot bank, and there's bushes growing there, and so I could kind of feel along and tell where the bank was. So it's not a problem on the right side of the road, because at the most I could do is fall up the bank. On the left-hand side of the road, it's a different story, because on the left side is a 16 to 20 foot drop straight down into the bottom of the hollow. So I knew if I got off on the left-hand side of the road, I was going to be in trouble, because that's quite a drop in the dark. And so I'm feeling my way along, 1 foot ahead, and I'd feel to see if there's any rocks under my feet that's going to roll, or if I could feel the wheel track, because I knew there was grass between the wheel tracks, and then I'd feel with the next foot. It took me almost an hour to come down that hollow, enough that I was down so I could see the lights from the buildings. And I made a vow right then and there, I would never go outdoors after supper without a light on my person in some way or other. And so that's why we are where we are today. I'm going to talk about the lights that we do everyday carry. Now, I've told you before, I'm also an electrical contractor, as well as being farmer, woodsman, all the other hats that I wear. And in construction work, back in, actually it would have been early 2000s, I'm thinking, when cap lights started to show up on job sites. Before that, nobody wore a cap light. And I remember the very first light that I bought, we were doing a building on a university campus in Fredericton, and uh, working up in the trusses on the building and working in the mechanical rooms and stuff. It was dark all the time, and so I said, you know what, I'm going to try one of these cap lights. And I went to a Canadian Tire store, and they had this light that was, I don't know, it was Carolina Trails or Adirondack Trails or something. I forget the name brand of it. Anyway, $49 at that time. That was a bit much money for, a cap light, a plastic cap light. But it was a big bulky thing. I bought it, and it worked for 3 days. I was not happy with that. I tell you, I do not like to waste money. Um, it was a while before I bought another cap light, but then cap light started improving, and so I went with. I've had some different lights over the years. Now, one of the most common lights that I've used is this. It's the Energizer 300 lumen. Simple to operate, opens up on the back, 3 AAA batteries, an idiot-proof light. This light here, I've had probably 10 or 12 of these over the years. I think right now I've got probably 5. Unfortunately, this guy here, the switch is going on it. It's just one single switch on the top. The switch is going on it. You got to hold the switch down for the light to stay on. I've got another one that same light. The contacts are going bad in it. I've spread the contacts and whatnot, but it still flickers all the time when you're trying to wear it. And so I've been looking around for a good, reliable replacement on these. Now these lights here, when we're doing panel changes or service work, I can get about 5 to 6 hours of good light off of 3 AAA batteries. And I don't buy the expensive Duracell and Energizer lights. I buy a block of batteries from Home Depot or Walmart. So bear in mind, I'm not talking top of the line batteries. I'm talking batteries a common working man can afford. So I get 5 to 6 hours of good light off one of these, and then I have to swap the batteries out, day to day. So we keep a couple of bricks of batteries in the service truck. And but for an all-around decent light, these lights are, I think, about $16.99 Canadian Tire, Home Depot. Every now and then you see them at Walmart. $16.99 for a 300 lumen light that gets the job done. Like I say, I've had probably 10 or 12 of these. They do the job, and nothing fancy, nothing crazy. But I've been looking lately for something that's rechargeable, something that will do, a little bit more serviceable job for me. So I went to Home Depot, and they had these lights. They're the Husky. They're much smaller case. They're kind of a micro light. These are fully rechargeable. You can't put batteries in them. There's a recharging port in the bottom of the light here. And you've got 2 switches on the top. One is for the spot and flood. One is for green and red lights. Very bright when you first put these on, when they're fully charged up. Very bright. The one problem I see with these is that they don't run a long time. Like we get probably, I'm going to say in the vicinity of 4 hours or so out of these lights, and then the light will shut off, and then it turns on, then it'll shut off, and then it turns on. Kind of an annoyance, but it's telling you that the battery needs charged. That is the one fault I see with these lights is they don't have a long run time. Now, if you go into Home Depot, these lights, I think I paid $19 a piece. I bought 2 of these. There's a Milwaukee light at Home Depot that is identical to this, and I got the sneaking suspicion it's the same light with a different name. The Milwaukee one is like $29.99 because you're buying the name. These are a good little light if you've got a power source around for charging them up, but if you're out in the woods and you're camping or whatnot, there's no option to put batteries in these lights, so not the best light maybe if you're doing a lot of outdoor activity. So, as I showed you in the video last night, I was into Costco and bought these. These are made by Duracell. They're called the Infinity X1. Um, there's two switches on the top of these. One of these turns on the switch or the spot and floodlight function. One turns on the perimeter lights. Now you see there's a light here, and a light on the bottom. These are the perimeter lights. With the standard front-facing lights, you get I think it's like a 75 or 80 degree cone of light. And if you turn on the perimeter lights, it goes to like a 230 degree or 250 degree cone of light in front of you. So you're seeing more around you. The run time on these doesn't look crazy wonderful in the literature that comes with them. Um, but that's understandable when you've got this many lights and they're this bright. These are 600 lumen light. And so as you've seen from the little video there that I dropped last night, these things light the area up really well. The favorable thing to these is that they're a hybrid light. They take a battery pack and AAA batteries. So this is the battery pack that comes with them. It's got a USB-C port on the front. You charge that up, and then all that these do is you just drop these in place. They set in there in place of the AAAs. Click it shut, and you've got light. Lots of light, because these are really bright. I like the fact that they are rechargeable, because I can take these out when I'm doing service work. I can take them out and stick them in the charger in the truck and get them charged back up. I'm not going to be burning through so many batteries. But also for being out in the woods, camping or, hiking, hunting, whatever, I've got the option to put the AAAs in them when they start to get down. Like I say, I've had these a day, and but I think they're going to be okay. The other things that I carry now, you don't always go around with a cap light stuck on your head, and so one of the things that I found very handy is just a simple pen light. These take two AA batteries. Now this one here is a Milwaukee. It's got a simple push switch on the end. This is fixed. It's not. It doesn't go from spot to flood. I've got a couple of these. I bought them. I think it was a set of two that was on sale at Home Depot. Very serviceable. Very handy little light just to shove in a shirt pocket, and you've got lots of light. This clip can be reversed. You can turn this around and stick it on the brim of your hat, so that you got to fashion it into a cap light, as it were. But I carry one of these in my shirt pocket pretty much every day, everywhere that I go. Another version that I have is these ones here. This is Police Security brand. This one here has the option. There's the end of it here slides out, slides in a little bit, and it goes from spot to flood. This one is more of an area light, whereas the Milwaukee one gives you more of a projected beam. Pretty much the same size lights. It's got the clip on it too. This clip just pulls off. The Milwaukee one, you have to turn the end off. This clip just pulls off. You can turn it around, stick it on your hat. The one problem I see with these, I've had a couple of these, because sometimes I'll lay them down on job sites and walk away and forget them. You didn't hear that from me, though. The only thing I've seen about these lights is they get warm. Now, the Milwaukee doesn't. I don't know what it is. These police security ones get warm enough to be a hand warmer if you've got them on any length of time. But you just need a quick little light to, see underneath a cabinet or whatever, or see in a box, or check and see if there's a raccoon on your four-wheeler before you get on it. These are handy. So just an everyday carry type light. Another one that I have here, got this from Walmart years ago. This is Ozark Trail, and I think Ozark Trail may be mistaken, but I think Ozark Trail is Walmart's outdoor brand. This is an aluminum body light, OT400L. It takes 4 AA batteries. This light is almost indestructible. I've had this for quite a while. Good aluminum case, surprisingly bright for a 4-cell light, and I am really impressed with this here light. I like this. Like I say, I've had it for a few years now. It's got some dents and dings in it, but LED bulbs in it. A very bright. It's got 2 modes. There's a high and low, and this is just a real handy light if you want, one of the bigger cased lights just to carry around. Now, I think Walmart has one that's bigger than this that maybe takes 6 AA's. I think I paid about $19 for this one when I bought it, and I think there is a larger one at Walmart, but very, very functional, very serviceable. This light sees a lot of duty around the farm. The next one I want to talk about is these ones. If you want a spotlight, now this one here is an LED light. It's rechargeable. These come in, back here on the back, you see there's a recharging port and a place to store your cord. This just turns on. It's got a rubber gasket into it, so it's waterproof. I've seen these in 3 or 4 different name brands now. Not entirely sure who's manufacturing them. There's nothing on it that says who the manufacturer is. It just says Taller. I've seen them with 3 or 4 different name brand stickers on them. Says on the back 3 watt Cree LED ultra bright waterproof spotlight, and this is bright. I mean, this thing here, it lights up. It's a good spotlight, whereas these other LED lights are pretty much area lights. Little bracket on the back here that you can use to make a stand for it, or you can hang it, from a tree limb or whatever. It's got the lanyard on the handle for going around your wrist. This is a really serviceable light. It doesn't take a long time to charge. We've had this a couple of years now, and if you need a good spotlight, you're looking for cows or sheep, or you're looking to see where the coyotes are when they're after your chickens, or whatever it is, those are a pretty good light. I forget what we paid for it. I'm thinking in the $20 to $30 range, maybe even a little bit less. That's a pretty serviceable light right there. Now, the last one. This is the guy that was on the video last night. Infinity X1. Now, as I said, these cap lights from Duracell, the paperwork that's in them says Infinity X1 cap lights. And the paperwork that's in these is identical to the paperwork that was with this light. This light also came from Costco. But there's nowhere on this light that it says Duracell. So whoever is manufacturing these is also manufacturing the lights for Duracell, but Duracell isn't claiming this one. This is a 5,000 lumen flashlight. When you're using the battery pack, the rechargeable battery pack in it, then it steps down. If you put this is a hybrid light as well. It's got a rechargeable pack, and you can also put AAA batteries in it. No, AA batteries in this one. It takes 9 AA or the rechargeable pack. If you're using the alkaline batteries, you only get, I think it's something like 2400 lumen on the top setting. There's 3 different settings here when you click this. There's a high, medium, low. On the low setting, that's enough to get around if you're moving around camp, or if you're just out around doing chores and stuff. The high setting brings the sunlight. It lights the yard up, like if you've seen the video that I did last night. Now, one of the interesting features on this is you slide this end section, just turn it a little bit and slide it out, and you see these 2 ports. There's one marked in, if you can see that right there. It's a USB-C port, one marked in, and then you turn the flashlight around and you've got an out. The in port is for charging the flashlight. The out port, you can actually hook and there's an included cord comes with it. You can hook up the USB cord to the flashlight and charge your cell phone off of the flashlight. Kind of unique. Aluminum body, very sturdy. This reminds me a lot of the old Maglites. I had one of the 3 or 4 cell Maglites back when they used to take the big D batteries. That was many moons ago. This reminds me of the Maglite in construction. It's the head twist. It's got the flood to spotlight function on the head. I'm going to open it up here and show you the battery pack that comes with them. Now this is the rechargeable pack that's in it. You get 3 terminals on the end. You can see the 2 ports here for the in and out. That's the rechargeable pack that sets inside the flashlight. And this is the case for the batteries if you put in the 9AA. So there's the 2 options that you have where it's a hybrid light. That's the 2 options that you have to power it. Go with 9 AA's or the rechargeable. So I'm liking the fact that this is a rechargeable light because I'm already paying for hydro. Why should I pay for batteries too? But if I'm out in the woods and the battery starts to go dead on me, as long as I've got this with me, I've got a secondary power source that can, run the light a fair amount of time. At the 5,000 lumen, I think with the paperwork that came with it, at the 5,000 lumen setting with the rechargeable pack, you get about 2 hours on this light. And then at the lower settings, you've got a longer run time. You get a substantially longer run time with the alkaline batteries, but at a reduced lumen output. So a little trade-off one way or the other, but I am really liking this light. I've had this for a week or so now, and let me tell you, you go looking for something in the dark, you're going to find it with this. So that's some of the lights that we use, or the majority of the lights that we're using right now, and handy, very handy to have around. Don't be out in the dark without it. Don't act like me and get stuck in a dark hollow with no light. Very simple to slip something like this, or a cap light into your pocket, your jacket pocket or whatever, and get you out of a mess and when you're not expecting to be in one. It's kind of like a jackknife and a cigarette lighter. Even though I don't smoke, I carry a cigarette lighter with me 365 days of the year. Carried a jackknife in my pocket from the time I was about 9-10 years old, and a way to sharpen it, because that's the kind of stuff you need when you're a man or a lady that likes to get things done. Got to throw that in there too. Even though the channel analytics tells me that most of the demographic of people watching my videos are men. So you guys have a good day. Stay safe. Keep the lights on. Until next time. Out.